Hello, and welcome to lesson number 1, which is opening the stance. There isn't a lot of footwork in the Wing Chun system. There's basically this opening stance. Once the stance is opened, it's called Yi Chi Kim Yung Ma, but the actual action of opening the stance is called Hoi Ma. Okay, so this is what we're doing. This is what you should be doing, is that practicing opening the stance over and over again until it looks like mine. So, as you can see from the beginning of the stance, is that I start from an attention position and then my knees drop like that. Then I open my feet to 90 degrees and then flip out my heels so that then finally I'm push my backside forward, creating the stance. Now I'll show you this from the side too, because it's important to see how it's done from the side. What you're aiming to do is have your heels in line with the back of your neck. Okay? I'll show you that in slow motion. There's the knees bent, the feet going out, and then you open your stance and finally set your complete stance up. Your body, if you look very closely, takes the shape of a bow. That, I think, is quite coincidental, but is fairly obvious once you take a look. There's the bow. Now also note that the hands should be horizontal to the ground, so they shouldn't be hanging down or too far up. They should be in kind of parallel to the ground. This we'll talk about later. Right, now then, we're going to add in some crossed hand movements to take you to the next stage. So, we will start by opening the stance as usual, then shoot the hands down. Notice the 6 gates, and the hands are in the 4 lower gates. And then notice when I come up, they're now in the upper 4 gates, but there's still 6 gates. So there's an indicator there of what that's all about. It's talking about the 6 gated area. Also think about the inner gate and the outer gate. The outer gate starts at the edge of your body, and the inner gate is your body on either side. So your hands, when doing Wing Chun, should never stray outside of the outer gate, as that can compromise your Wing Chun structure. Now, this is only lesson 1, so as time passes by we will discuss the structure, but for now it's important to work on your stance and get it as correct as you possibly can. It's got to look like you see me doing it to pass the test. Okay? So we're going to show you that a few more times. Here we go. Now what's fairly obvious is that I have a disability on one side. If you look really, really closely, you'll notice that is extended to my right leg as well, which is a slightly different length, which does mess up my stance. But after 12 years, this is how I've managed to succeed and build on my stance. You probably notice that my right foot isn't as leaned out as my left. That's because the leg's a lot shorter, but I try and carry that off so it's not so obvious. But yeah, when you open your stance, if you have no disabilities, then I would expect your stance to be equal on both sides. Okay, so we're going to show you that one more time from the side angle. What I want you to pay attention to on the side angle is that where my wrists come below, so they rise without pulling in. So it's like there's an invisible pole in front of me and my arms travel up that pole and back again. So you open your stance as normal and do your hand movements. Sometimes I do 3, sometimes I do 4. It's irrelevant. The more you do, the better your Wing Chun will be. Okay. I'm going to show you that in slow motion. What you just saw there was the salute. Whenever you're training with somebody, you would salute. Whenever you greet your Sifu, you would salute. Generally, if in doubt, to show a mark of respect, bow with the salute, and you can't really go wrong. If you're doing it too many times, somebody will just say, hey, you don't need to do it that often, it's cool. But if in doubt, always make sure you show the correct protocols in a classroom environment. Dress appropriately, be clean and tidy, and be good to everybody that you meet. Be kind, don't have an ego. All of these things are spotted in the classroom by others. There's a proverbial empty cup that you should always arrive at class with. So keep that in mind. Even if you've done other styles, it's important just to come with an empty cup and train. Okay, I'm going to sign off now. Keep practicing this. Train it until you think you've got it. If you need help, make a little video. Feel free to send it to me and I will be happy to take a look at that for you. Okay, take care. Bye now.